In today's episode, we welcome Bristol Rovers down to Cheriton Road, a city that I used to live in, so sort of a double hometown hero. And then we go to one of the biggest clubs in the division, Sunderland. Roll the intro. No, I won't stop. Hello and welcome back to the Folkestone Invicta Save. I am Cultured Leftfoot. It's a pleasure to have you with me, and this is the first video I have recorded with a new haircut. No, well, yes, with a new haircut, but in about 4 days or something, because we've had visitors here, and they left today. So I'm back on the recording train. I've missed it. I can't wait to get into it, and I've caught up with all your comments. So I'm recording this one as the last episode goes out, so it should be pretty much up to date with all your comments and things like that, and it's been very good to hear. Now, Patreons that don't have a player's name, we currently have 2 players in our under 18s or under 23s maybe that are pretty decent. With, if you think we're now in a League One level, our players coming through are pretty good. Well, they'll be compared to other people. So if we look at like Christian Grant, who's currently out on loan, he is a very highly rated prospect at potentially 5 stars. Superb rating for the start for the senior team. We have Battersby, Lusnig and Silito as well. All those players. So Patreons, if you want to be one of those players, you're more than welcome to be. If you want to be a member of the backroom staff, just let me know in the comments below. And or you can wait until we get to round out the Premier League and have a really good youth system, because our youth system is still pretty terrible, is poor, training facilities poor, reputational regional. So the fact that we're in League One, we're well above our station at the moment. And yeah, there's other news as well, because if we look at Club Vision, rumoured that the club could be subject of a takeover by a fans trust. So the fans are trying to put all their money together to raise roughly 2.75 million to buy the club off the current owner. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And the other thing, I've put myself in the game. There's a really neat thing I didn't know in FM20, that you can go and just upload a photo and automatically put it in as your manager. So I went for my very cheesy photo wearing my CLF shirt with my sunglasses on in Singapore. And I think I'm the coolest manager around. So yeah, lovely stuff. But we are playing Bristol Rovers today. As I said, they're coming to Cheriton Road, 8th v 4th. My hometown versus my most recent English town. English city, I should say, where I lived in the UK before moving to Singapore. So let's get into it. I've picked the team. This is how we're going to line up. Grasiak in goal, Reddy, Ashby and Okocha at the back, Woodward and Clampin as the wing backs, Junior and Harris next to each other, Yandanda in front of them, Weston and Prado with the strike force. On the bench, Turner, Coco, Frey, Stansfield, Friars, Uwakwe and Eric and Nan, meaning that Crossdale misses out, Tyler Reid misses out, Lapsdale misses out, and Humphreys is getting a rest because he's just a bit knackered. So, but we should be okay. It should be a decent game against Bristol Rovers. The patch is out in full force. It doesn't seem to have affected the formation too much. We have tinkered around with it a little bit during this season, but overall we seem to be doing okay. But yeah, not so. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regens. Interesting. Oakes on loan from West Brom up front. Looks like he could have decent finishing. Hadland is a Bristol Rovers player on the wing, not looking too bad there. Wilson in the middle, on loan from Man City. Burke at holder midfield, on loan from Stoke. And Scott at right back, on loan from Leeds. So they're heavily dependent on the loans. We've got a guy on loan from Real Madrid and Montpellier up front. So I would argue we've got the better loan deals going on. Try and encourage the team calmly. Go and give the fans their money's worth. We're both from the south, the southeast v southwest in this game. The southeast-west derby, if you will. It's the Dave Nicholls Derby, Folkestone versus Bristol Rovers. It's the Dave Nicholls Derby. And for those who are wondering who Dave Nicholls is, that's me. That is my name. And I've lived in both of these places. Therefore, it's the derby. Hadland on the right-hand side for Bristol Rovers is, well, sort of tackled. But Scott puts it in. Walker headed away by Woodward. Harris is there, clears the ball. And it goes behind, well, it goes out for a throw. But as you can see, up in 4th, very close at the top of the table. We're having a really good start to the season. And it's going better than anybody's expectations, I think. We're starting positive. May drop that down because Bristol Rovers are pretty good. Scott lays it back to Hadland, into Bud. Bud to Wilson, into Oakes. Walker working this well, but Walker's shot is pretty tame, yeah. Joint on level points with Sunderland and then 1 point off the leaders. Crew are currently beating Southend in the league. Ooh, I've zoomed out a bit. Okocha with a throw. Harris into Ashby. Goes long. It's a poor pass. Noble to Wilson to Walker. Back to Burke. Out it goes to Hadland. Hadland cuts inside, beats one, gives it to Bud. Bristol Rovers passing it around pretty well, to be honest with you. They're still coming forward. Holmes Dennis out to Bud. Bud in space. Scott. Hadland shoots over the bar, and we are going to drop this down to cautious. They're getting a bit too much of the ball, so I don't mind giving them a little bit more of it, and we play a little bit more on the defensive side. Hadland wins the header down to Bud. Back to Scott. Scott comes forward with it into Hadland. Hadland crosses to nobody. Reddy gets the header. Oakes. Wilson probably could have shot, but chose against it. Bud. Burke. Wilson for Bristol Rovers. Again, they're working this really well. That extra man sort of they've got in midfield is paying dividends. Walker, ball in, back post, Hadland. What a save from Graciak, but Oakes puts the rebound in. And we find ourselves 1-0 down without a shot. So when I said the patch hasn't changed the tactic very much, maybe it has. We'll just go to balance, then we'll tell them to, well, get creative when we can. Overall, it's not affecting us too much. Woodward, ball in, Weston is tackled, but gets it back. It goes round Ogbita, puts it in, looking for Prado. Dananda's there, shoots over the bar. Yandanda just puts it over the bar, and that's our first shot, and it's not the best, if we're being honest. We need to step this up a bit. Reddy, building it out sort of from the back. He goes long looking for the strikers. It's a terrible pass. Noble to Burke. Bud to Hadland. Scott picks it up. The fullback for Bristol Rovers comes forward on the right-hand side. He's pressured into Hadland, into Bud. Wilson, and this is where they just move it around really well. Bristol Rovers. Burke into Wilson again. Yeah, they're sort of getting around our press. Holmes Dennis in on the left-hand side. Oakes is there, it's blocked. Reddy has to put it behind for a corner. And it's all Bristol Rovers at the minute, pulling them back into the playoff and promotion fight. This result, Burke and Reddy heads it away really well. Harris picks it up. Back to Reddy. He just puts his foot through it and gets it away. I'm just wondering if there's anything we can do here. Allison Jr., let's change you to a bit of a box-to-box rather than Mazzala. And you guys just go back to central defenders so that we're not... Because as ball players, they'll be looking for more risky passes and long balls into the strikers. Central defenders, hopefully, that means they'll just play the ball a little bit more sensibly and not always look for those risky through balls as we go forward. So, cornered Bristol Rovers, but nothing comes of it. But Prado was caught offside there. Woodward, a bit of space finally on the right-hand side for the wing-back. He gets to the byline. Allison Jr.'s in space. Yandanda into Clampin. Clampin, shot blocked. Harris picks it up. He's got Woodward on the right, uses him. Knocks it back to Allison Jr. Woodward again. Oh, it's a poor pass. And here comes Bristol Rovers, ready with a header. Hadland beats a Kocha and goes round him. Oakes sort of through, shoots over the bar. Nothing too much to worry about with that shot. But still, 1-0 down. Not what we want. Bond goes long. Walker beats Woodward in the air. Back to Walker. We're standing off them a little bit. I'm wondering if some tight marking. What are we doing? Okay, Ross wants to change his instructions, so we'll do that. Wilson, into Burke, into Bud, back to Burke. Holmes Dennis again with a bit of space. They're playing really wide and keeping us sort of stretched across the pitch. Wilson, Holmes Dennis, cuts it back. Oakes spot, Ashby away. And just from viewing these highlights, let's go out of possession. Let's go a bit wider on the old defence. I think we try and go quickly if we get it. We won't go short kicks. We'll just mix it up a bit. Let's up the tempo. Try and make them play on the defence a little bit. And yeah, we'll go for that for now. We'll go just for that. Up the tempo. Defend a little bit wider. Try and get the ball to the flanks a bit quicker into Woodward and Clampin at the wing back. Bud out to Scott. Scott in behind, shoots, blocked. Yandanda picks it up. Back to Graciak. And he's got time just to slow it down. Okocha. There's a lot. Oh, Koch has been robbed by Oakes. Oakes is through 1-on-1 and Graciak spares his blushes with a good save. Bloody hell. What are we playing at here? Burke fires it in and Hadland gets his head to it, and that's the end of that chapter. Yeah, we're not doing brilliantly, to be honest. It's a bit annoying. Shrewsbury are now in the mix as well. They've gone above us. Crewe are up there with us as well. They're 2-0 up. I mean... Yeah, it's not the most impressive of starts at home, isn't it? I am going to say assertively, show me something else. Go out there. Leave them guys to dwell on that. We'll go back to positive. And just, I just want to make sure that we're not, yeah, okay. At positive, we're still not going long ball. I don't really want to do that. Holmes Dennis comes forward to Walker. Back to Holmes Dennis. And nothing that. I mean, 3 shots and 1 on target in a half when you're at home is pretty dreadful. Burke. Over the corner, swings it into the back post. Hadland can't get there. Wilson keeps it alive. Noble gets a shot off. Graciak, well, makes the save. Wasn't convincing. But he had Ready on hand to clear it. Maybe it's a change of personnel we need. Prado off, Stansfield on. We'll swap those two over because I want Stansfield to be the advanced forward. We'll do Yandander for Annan as well. He's played that attacking midfield role before and played it pretty well. And then we'll do Clampin for Friars just to mix it up on the wing backs. Triple substitution. No more subs to go. Annoyingly, I didn't realise it actually means we've played one more game than Shrewsbury, Sunderland, Bristol Rovers and Crewe. So we could drop out of the playoffs, but I'm not that fussed. It is a new, like a season we've just been promoted. We're flying high at the moment, so we can't be too upset. Walker, ball in. Ogbetta's there over the bar. I'm just wondering what we can do here. Shall we play out defence, work the ball into the box? We'll go back to like shorter passing. Let's go a little bit wider, try and stretch them. Let's go and really close them. I mean, we're 1-0 down. We should go and try and go for the win, really. Or we'll definitely go for a goal rather than the win. We can go positive to attacking if we need to. Woodward with a corner, ball in. A Koch's at the back post. It's hit the outside of the post and gone wide. Is it going to be one of those days? Very attacking. Let's go for this. 20 minutes to go. Up to very attacking. See what we can do. Let's demand more from them. It's not coming to fruition. Woodward's picked up a knock as well. Really bad one. Down to 42%. Another corner will be put in by the injured Woodward. And he goes, Reddy's there. Oh, it's off the line. Ashby's off the line again. Oh, there was a free kick in there. Weston was offside. Oh, we're mounting on the pressure and not getting anything for it at the moment. Woodward a corner. Set pieces seem to be the way. Reddy. Oh, it's past the post again. It's past the post again. And time is ticking down. We've come back into it doing this more higher tempo, more attacking game, but it's not going to be enough. The second half fight back wasn't enough. Annan has robbed the ball. It goes forward. It's got to be now. Weston into Stansfield. Stansfield back to Weston. Weston holds on to it. Harris brings in Friars. It's now or never for Folkestone. Friars beats his man. Ball across. Woodward can't get there, and it's full time. And it's 1-0 Bristol Rovers in the Dave Nicholls Derby. Yeah, it was disappointing. We should be doing better than that at home. That first half was absolutely dreadful, and it's not the form you want to take into an away game up north to Sunderland. But we'll be back for that game. Let's just check on the injury. He's out for 4 to 7 weeks. Bloody hell, we did well to stay on. Braintree want Casper on loan. Yeah, you can take him for 70% of his wages. That's fine. He's getting no games here. And Havant and Waterlooville can take Ocon for 100% of his wages. That's totally fine. We'll be back for the Sunderland game. See you in a bit. So hello, welcome back for the Sunderland game. A few changes. Glasiak in goal. Coco, Humphreys and Ashby at the back this time. Reed and Clampin. Reed replaces the injured Woodward. Frey comes in for Allison. And Harris joins him in the middle. Yandander again behind the front two of Stansfield and Prado. Sterling, they've got Keziah Sterling and Brown up front. McKinstry, Grayson, Dobson, Burns. They've got a lot of players with pictures, which is a bit of a concern, but also no new generated players through, which means they may be lacking some fitness. But Sunderland are obviously very, very good. Not fitness, sorry. Stamina, because they'll be older. Sunderland are very, very good, so go and show the world what you've got, what it takes. The game against Bristol Rovers was our highest ever attended game, which is incredible for a league game, or for that to happen in a league game, if you think we've been to semi-finals and stuff at Cheriton Road. But yeah, it was our highest attended fixture at Cheriton Road, which is really, really good since the save's been started. So we're going to go cautious on this one, playing away at Sunderland. I think that makes sense. We've got Ross, who you know, he loves to kick people. So, oh no, he doesn't. He's not doing any hard tackling today. Should we check that? Yeah. Wow, Ross, you've calmed down a little bit. Sterling to Wills. Ball in. Brown heads it down. Obviously, 2-2. It bounces around, and Glasiak jumps on the ball and keeps it very safe. Glasiak holds on to it. Not much going on. I don't know why he's gone long down the middle, but it's a good ball to Yandander. Into Harris. Harris, good ball out to Reed. Obviously got a chance to impress now, Woodward's being out. Back to Frey. Frey into Yandander, into Stansfield. Stansfield gives it into Reed. Reed crosses it. It's a bit of a poor cross, but Prado brings it down. Stansfield's there. Shot. Burge makes a save. Decent start. One shot, one on target. Better than Bristol Rovers. We've had a shot early on. Humphreys just hoofs it long. Stansfield brings it down well. Shoots. Oh, it's 1-0 Folkestone. 8 minutes into the game. Humphreys with just a long ball forward. Stansfield brought it down really well. And sticks it away for his 7th goal of the season. Not bad from a man that's come up through a number of divisions with us. That's just a hoof forward. Stansford, great first touch, left-footed finish. Sends the keeper momentum the wrong way. Two shots, two on target, sorry. And even with this result, we're just hanging into the playoffs at the moment. But we'll see how it goes. Question of the day for everyone. Away from Football Manager, what's your favourite game on PC? Or your favourite game on any console? I'd be very interested to know, because I very much enjoy Civilization, which is another series I've got on the channel. Planet Zoo, which is a series I had on the channel and may be coming back soon. And City Skylines is very good as well. Away from that, Pro Evo, FIFA, occasionally. I'm not a big FIFA fan, but Pro Evo, definitely. And then occasional games on the Xbox. I like little fun games on my Xbox now more than long story games, such as Overcooked. Great game if you've played Overcooked. Wonderful to play on the Xbox with friends. Yeah, lots of ones. But I just know, what's yours? Let me know in the comments below, as Brown skips around lots of our players. That we still haven't given up a shot to Sunderland. Oh, just as I say that, they have a shot. But let's praise, because they are a much better team than us, so I think praise is the right thing to do. Half an hour in, 1-0 up away at Sunderland. Absolutely wonderful, unless I've spoken too soon. Brown into Grayson. Grayson puts it in. Sterling, he's fouled, isn't he? Yeah, he is. He's fouled by Ashby, who's going to pick up a yellow card for his troubles, I imagine. Penalty to Sunderland then. Just as I was saying, we're keeping them pretty quiet. Rose on a yellow card, steps up. I mean, bottom corner, wonderful penalty. Michael Rose, first goal of the season for the Rosemeister General. Damn. Why did he have to score it against us? That's their first shot on target. I mean, it's a wonderful penalty. Absolutely wonderful penalty. That's annoying. Grayson over the ball. Puts it in. Is that going to rejuvenate Sunderland, or is it just a flash in the pan? Prado comes forward with it. He's got a bit of space to run into. Holds it up. Goes back to Harris. Ashby. Into Yandanda. Yandanda, great ball out to Clampin. Clampin comes forward with it. Can he cut it back? Prado. Yandanda's on the edge. He flicks it in. Stansfield straight away. 2-1. We're back in the lead. Prado, wonderful cross. Stansfield, lovely header. 8th goal of the season for Jay Stansfield. And Sunderland that fire is put out very, very quickly. That reignition of Sunderland's hopes and dreams has been put out. Stansfield, lovely header, that one out past the outstretched arm of Burge in goal for Sunderland. 4 shots, 4 on target, 2 goals. That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Frey's not having a good game in central midfield, mind, but I do appreciate those efforts, lads. Keep that up. Yeah, Frey's the Mazzala isn't doing a lot. We have got Uarkwe or Lapslil on the bench. I might bring on Lapslil because he's Lapslai, I think his name is. I think I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, I might bring him on for a bit of experience because this is a young team we've got. But at the moment, we're doing well. 4 shots, 4 on target, 2 goals is very, very good. McKinstry into Dobson. We're dropping off a little bit, but I don't mind at the moment. Dobson goes out to Burns. Clampin goes go out there to meet him. Ball in. Oh, Browns and Acres. Good save from Graciak. Really poor attempt of a header, to be honest. Let's give him a bit more praise because we're winning. We are 1-0 up away at Sunderland, which is good. Yeah, let's make that move now. 5 or 8 minutes or so into the second half. Frey off, Lapsil on. We'll change you to a box-to-box just so you get up and support, but you're not completely running forward into the channels. And we're doing okay. Ball in. I don't know what happened there. Clampin blocked the shot, apparently. But it's a corner. Now, I don't like these ones because it normally means they're going to score when a highlight starts like that. Oh, Dobson should have scored. I don't know where Graciak was going. He went walkies indeed. 5 shots, 5 on target. Still doing okay. Let's shout or get creative at them. Okay, wing-back's not really getting into the game, which is annoying. We know that Uarkwe could come on at right wing-back for Reed. He really needs to take this opportunity because Woodward has been cemented that position for seasons upon season at right wing back, and he's not really had too much competition. Prado wins that poor kick though, but his header for straight to a Sunderland player. Thomas comes forward with it on the right hand side for Sunderland into McKinstry. McKinstry back to Power. Power all the way out to Walton. That's a good ball. Who's come on? The 2 subs on that side, Hume and Walton. Hume is sort of held up, but Walton gets it back into Dobson. Dobson looks to beat his man. Power into Dobson again. We're keeping them at bay at the moment, but you just think there's going to be a move here. And Human's got space. Human's got space for the cross. Burns with a header. Graciak mops that one up again, and it's not the most convincing. I think defensive subs may be needed. McKinstry clamping, can't get the tackle. Brown is bouncing around. It's blocked. Power picks it up for Sunderland just outside the edge of the area. About 30 yards out to Hume. Hume puts another cross in. Brown's there. It's a lovely finish from Archie Brown. bollocks. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. They were just forcing it wider, pushing men forward. Dobson here, good ball. Lovely ball into the space for Hume in the rain. And he gets to the byline, puts it across Brown. It's a lovely flicked header at the near post. And that's trouble. Now, they scored, and we went and scored straight away after that. So, yeah, clamping off. We'll bring Reddy on there, Reed off, and Uwakwe on at right wing back. Because he has played there before, so we'll go for that. But we did score straight away last time after they scored. Let's see if we can do it again. Harris out to Clampin, who's about to be subbed off. Clampin lays it back to Yandanda. Yandanda in a bit of space. His pass is blocked and Power picks it up. Goes long. Harris with a good header. But we've got no one there to pick the ball up as Walton takes over for Sunderland. He comes forward. They're playing positive 4-4-2. We should be doing okay here. Dobson into Brown. Brown into Walton. They've got their momentum up. Burns. Oh, no. It's 3-2 with 10 minutes to go. They've turned it around. And for a game that looked like good, clear, we were dominating it. Sunderland have flicked the switch and are playing very well indeed. Let's go attacking now. 10 minutes to go. Is our season falling apart? Well, I say falling apart. We're still up in 9th. We've only just got promoted. Uwakwe into Stansfield. Stansfield's tackled by Wolves, but does get it back. Stansfield gets there. Uwakwe's in a bit of space. Floats across in. Prado can't win the header. Reddy keeps it alive. Harris. Yandanda. Beats his man. Yandanda. Can he get a shot off? No. Dobson robs the ball. Goes long to Burns. We've dropped off him, annoyingly. Burns into Walton. Walton on the left-hand side for Sunderland. They've really upped their game since getting that equaliser. They turned this around, Sunderland, and it's a disappointing collapse. It really is. It's really disappointing what's happened, and I am very, very annoyed. Oh man, to have the lead twice in a game against Sunderland away, we can't hold on defensively. We have a lot weaker players than everyone else. I do have to remember that, but the way we've done it, Lapsley has just been awful since coming on 6.5 as a sub. We've thrown the ball straight to McKinstry. McKinstry shoots from range. That'll be the end of the game, but I don't know. Maybe Lapsley isn't cut out for this. Maybe we should look to cash in on him. I don't know. He is getting a big wage, so we could probably spend that elsewhere. Appreciate their efforts. Bog off. Far from pleased. Ross, you've got the wrong end of the stick there, son. But yeah, I don't think we picked up any injuries. No, that puts Sunderland top as well. Stansfield with 2 goals did well. So it looks like this then. Sunderland top with the game in hand. Impressive by them. We're in 9th with 15 points after 9 games. Not too bad, to be honest. We've lost 2, drawn 3, won 4. Yeah, I'm hoping we've got Jan Stansfield top of the goal scoring list, which is pretty decent. I'm hoping the tactic hasn't been ruined by the patch. It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been ruined. I may just need to tinker a little bit with things going on. I'm not sure about the Mazzala. I think it pushes it too high. I think we chuck too many men forward and commit too many men forward when we're doing the Mazzala role. So I'll have a think about that. But generally, it is going very well. It is going very, very well. So we'll have to look at when we're going to come back then. So Wigan and then a cup game, I assume that will be, because we've got Blackpool twice on the same day, so it's normally a cup game there. So probably we'll play all of this month offline, all of October, and come back in very early November, I think is when we were back. But it's going okay, it's going alright. We've got Harry Charsley. Remember him from my journeyman save where we had him partnered with Johan Terhorst? Well, it could be coming to fruition again. He wants a lot of money as a wage, which is why I've got him on trial. But I actually got him on trial so I could see his stats in a bit more detail. And he's very similar to Yandanda. So I think he'd be very useful to play in that attacking midfield role. Give us another option. So I'm going to try and see if we can get his wages done. And agreed. But we'll see. Yeah, Tom Lapsley, not performing very well in 5 appearances. If you think about the rest of the team. I mean, he's performed well previously at this level. Wow, maybe he hasn't actually. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. Maybe see if we can cash in. 1.8k for someone not playing very well is a lot of money. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure once again. Please do leave your answer to the question down below in the comments. All the links for all the good stuff are in the description. And if you want to watch something else that's going on the channel, they're just there. So thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.